So listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house, take your meal, do what you need to do today. I'm not nervous. I'm just telling you.
If I was playing in this team, all I'd be working on is my movement in the box. My first touch to make sure I link it, get it out there, get in the box and let them know when you get it. I know when you cut inside back onto your left foot, Bukayo, I'm going to be zooming across that first post. If you get to the line, I'm going to drop out and I'm going to make sure I come and attack it because I know you're going to have to chip it up. I'm letting them know what I want. Martin Odegaard, if you're running through, I'm going to go to the left and then I'm going to cut across him so you put it through and I go across him so then I'm able to go into it and then have my shot. These are the things I'll be saying to them in training because there's so much going on with Arsenal. They've got so much going on through the pitch. You deal with the area. That's what we're paying you to do. Anything that comes into and then around that area is your domain. So you own it. Own that domain and let them know. Put that ball in for me because I'm making the runs. At the moment, he's not.
Okay, what this group chat tells me, innit? Obviously, I've said all the criticisms I have of Gyokeres, anticipation skills, getting in the box. But fuck all of that, that's my guy. You know what? It's Robbie right now. I definitely thought he was doing the celebration thing. See, your celebration is cold. I thought, you get me? Because I thought it was bare celebrations and bare things going on. I thought we was here. I thought we landed. I'm catting for Mikel Merino and Kai Havertz. I've never thought this, but Gyokeres my guy. F it, man. They don't believe in you. Let's do this thing, man. Just be more demanding the ball. Ian Wright is talking the truth. Gary Lineker is talking the truth. Patting up. But they never believed in you anyways. Yeah? Fuck your first touch. Just start bullying, man. Even guys in our own team with the greatest respect, Saka, put the ball in, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Because, listen, you have to listen to the manager and do all of that stuff. But you need to start bullying. You need to start regulating. You need to be demanding. Demand the ball. Put the ball in the box. Give me the fucking ball. I won Gerd Muller Award. I scored goals for Sweden, Coventry, Sporting. Cool, I might not be good enough for Arsenal. I might not be an Arsenal player my first touch in that. But I'm a savage.
Does any other Arsenal fan miss Kai Havertz or the option of Mikel Merino up front? I sure as hell do. And for Arsenal Football Club, Mikel Arteta, Viktor Gyökeres, I shouldn't be saying this. Make no mistake. We all understand it's a squad game, different horses for different courses. Kai Havertz does have qualities that can help us, with the sheer amount of games that we play in a season. And obviously all the other eligible options for up front. But we wanted a protagonist. We wanted a level raiser. We wanted a striker and we've wanted a striker. And I do think, some of it has been unfair to Gyokeres. There's the Arsenal tax that everything you do at Arsenal is highly speculated on. There is the element of scapegoating, whether he's done well or not. You would have thought it wasn't Arsenal versus Liverpool. It was Gyokeres against Liverpool. There are some factors, because we knew that it wasn't as simple as you just plug Eze in, plug Gyokeres in, plug whatever attacker you want into this football team, and we'd be amazing. It doesn't matter who we signed up front. You could have even signed Isaac. Of course, he would have bagged more goals. But there's something in the attacking ranks that Mikel Arteta has to unleash, or you're never going to see our attack fit and firing and really looking as great as they can. Despite all the talk on Gyokeres, he's our top goal scorer in the Premier Champs, which tells you probably the collective issues that we're finding there, people. Make no mistake. For me, Gyokeres, you're not in the box. Your anticipation skills, the predatory instinct of being a striker, the overall IQ, that's not to standard. Whether you're adapting to the league and the speed of thought, whether you're not good enough, I don't know. Right now, it looks like you're a squad option. It looks like it needs to be Merino or Kai Havertz. You come off the bench and you enjoy against tired legs, or, you're doing what all the other assets that we see from every striker at our football club, occupying the centre halves, making runs, dropping deep, all of those things which we know we need, but it doesn't separate you from any of the other existing options. So there are some external factors that I believe Gyokeres is a victim of coming into this season, because we're mentioned greatly defensively, despite all the goals. We're not mentioned in that realm in an attacking sense. And there's also certain things he does have to have. And I know some people say, that's why we should have signed Sesko. Sesko's going to struggle here as well. It doesn't matter what striker you sign at this football club. They are going to struggle. That's not a cop-out. Like, honestly, we've been talking about this last season and the season before. Isolated to what Gyokeres can control. I accept your first touch is scrubby. You just needed to look at all your sporting highlights. And that was something that I actually liked from you, because it's a different sort of player for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. I thought, the touch is scrubby. You look a bit clunky and a bulldozer, but you're going to get me a lot of goals. You're going to score those scrappy finishes. Think about Manchester United and Liverpool in the FA Cup, where we just needed someone to finish their dinner. I thought you was going to see that from Gyokeres. I thought thought when Eze laid in a tapping for him at the Emirates, and when he scored those 2 goals against Atletico Madrid, they were the kind of goals and finishes and areas we were going to see Gyokeres in. I thought it was going to be so ugly, it would have been beautiful. Not going to write someone off months into the season, but it does look like a dud. You're going to need to pull yourself out of this, Gyokeres. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I don't see where it's darkness at this moment in time. I'm catting for Kai Havertz and Marino, but it's absolute darkness. Lead us into the light. And do you know what? It's not helpful to just pile on a player. Just support the lad. I'm not saying don't criticize, but let's just support the lad now, man. I'll be real, man. Gyokeres, if there's one thing you've done in your career, you've responded to adversity, and it starts now. You're not going to be the first or the last player of any football team to be written off a matter of months into a multi-year contract pattern it. Because you've got a supporter in me for life, you know. Don't get it twisted. If we're talking about this come the end of May, I want another striker. You're part of the squad. There's a role here for you, and you're familiar in that regards. But I want it to work. But you have to want it to work. And I need more. I know that you're a serviceable, service-reliant striker. If we don't have a supply line, you're redundant. But you need to force the issue a bit. I need something. I need a bit more. I'm guessing there's no Arsenal fan that disagrees with the clip I played with Ian Wright suggesting what Gyokeres needs to do. It's not any different from Gary Lineker. Gyokeres ain't an idiot, neither is Arteta. They've probably shared that internally. It's looking dark. I'm not going to sit here and cap. It's looking dark. And I hope that we look back and say, oh, rah, we was losing our heads, really. This was just a couple of cloudy months in a sunny career at Arsenal. But there's got to be something deeper than just Gyokeres. It's got to be, you know, on the gaffer as well. The man won the Gerd Muller Award, bagged goals for Sweden, Coventry and Sporting Lisbon. Why is at Arsenal, where we've had question marks about our attacking play, whether it's chance conversion and chance creation, and our top goal scorers barely are touching double figures? It's got to be a bit of an overall kind of factor when you look at all of our attackers. Isolated to Gyokeres, as suggested and will suggested, and make no excuses. In life, you have to control the controllable and get yourself out of situations. I just don't see the point in clamoring the guy. His confidence is probably shot. He's clearly chronically online. We all remember when he scored against Leeds, his celebration. He's going to have to get himself through it. He's been doubted before. You know, this is a man who scored 97 goals in 102 games for Sporting Lisbon, which, from what I've seen at Arsenal, it's almost like it's a catfish, really. Right now, it's not banging. We all saw it against Liverpool. We know he's a service-reliant striker. 8 touches and subbed off at 64 minutes. I personally think Marino should have played up front. It wasn't a game for Gyokeres to start. Clearly, nowhere near any of the cutbacks that went into the box. Pundits are going to be disingenuous. But there's one thing I won't stand for. You can call him poor. You cannot call him lazy. And that's something I'm not a fan of. But before we write him off, just hear me out, man. Surely, if we know he's meaty and we're not necessarily convinced, but we're trying to win a title, everybody's got to play their part. What does drawing him out have to do? Again, constructive criticism and tearing him down, people, are two different things. I'm saying back Gyokeres, man. You know, I'm not denying the obvious. It is looking dark. He's struggling, but he's our struggling guy, man. The man did everything to sign for the football club. Sometimes you need to rally behind players, even if you can see the darkness, if I'm honest with you. As I said, there's no excuses. He had 1 touch in the second half against Liverpool. As I keep saying, he needs to make his own luck, but he's not that kind of guy. So if we're not going to provide and tweak the system in an ever slight way while keeping it the same, like a 5% tweak, there's no point in him being on the pitch. Gary Neville said he offered nothing. Ian Wright, obviously, you know, gave him some tough love. Fans are going as far as to say, find the receipt and send him back to Sporting. His XG is decent. It's around 6.4 in the Premier League. But the finishes aren't coming off, not shooting enough per game, not getting enough goals. And when you consider the other players, there's validity in the collective issues there. No open play goals in 10 games. When you compare the monster we saw at Sporting to now, we knew there was going to be a bit of an exchange rate, as I said in the summer. But I mean, come on. It can't just be on Gyokeres. We play differently. He thrived on the counters at Sporting, on space, being quick on the transition. We know we're not going to play like Sporting, but at the end of the day, he signed. Arteta knew this. He's going to have to make it work out. And I mean, right now, despite our striker not doing their thing, despite us having injuries, despite us being vexed about Liverpool, despite us being quite critical of us wanting to go up the gears, at this moment in time, we're 6 points clear at the top of the table and we're dominating, in all competitions. It can all go south. I'm not denying the obvious. But if we can rally behind him, why not, people? He's our number 9. He's our joint top goal scorer, as mad as it is, despite the drought. You know, again, Sporting are very close, ironically, to getting another couple of million in add-ons, people. Managers are going to say things. Arteta said he's getting better. Rice called him one of the best strikers in the world, lol. The race is on. We're 6 points clear. We need unity, not division. why Boo will turn on him? That's going to kill his confidence. And if he's this poor already, with what do you think is going to happen? Support could lift him. In terms of what now for Gyokeres, honestly, I think we've tried to do the whole playing into form stuff. I think now it's a case of maybe coming out of the firing line might make you a bit better. So I am waiting for Kai Havertz's return. I am flirting with the option of Merino going up front. I'm not as keen on the idea of Gabriel Jesus up top because I think he was as poor as Gyokeres, if I'm honest, against Liverpool. But these are things we've got to experience, people, and experiment and consider, if I'm honest with you. So we're just going to have to find our way out of this pit, and it's down to Gyokeres to do exactly that.